And it came to pass in those days that there went out a decree from Caesar Augustus that the world should be taxed. And this taxing was first made when Cyrenius was governor of Syria, and all went to be taxed, everyone into his own city. And Joseph also went up from Galilee, out of the city of Nazareth, into Judea, unto the city of David, which is called Bethlehem, because he was from the house and lineage of David, to be taxed with Mary, his espoused wife, being great with child. And so it was that while they were there, the days were accomplished that she should be delivered. And she brought forth her firstborn son, and wrapped him in swaddling clothes, and laid him in a manger, because there was no room for them in the inn. And there were in the same country shepherds abiding in the field, keeping watch over their flock by night. And lo, the angel of the Lord came upon them, and the glory of the Lord shone round them. They were sore afraid. And the angel said unto them, Fear not, for behold, I bring you good tidings of great joy, which shall be to all people. For unto you is born this day in the city of David a Savior, which is Christ the Lord. And this shall be a sign unto you. Ye shall find the babe wrapped in swaddling clothes, lying in a manger. And suddenly there was with the angel a multitude of the heavenly host, praising God and saying, Glory to God in the highest, and on earth peace, goodwill towards men. And it came to pass, as the angels were gone away from them into heaven, the shepherds said to one another, Let us go even unto Bethlehem, and see this thing which is come to pass, which the Lord hath made known unto us. And they came with haste, and found Mary and Joseph, and the baby laying in a manger. And when they had seen it, they made known abroad the saying which was told them concerning this child. And all they that heard it wondered at those things which were told to them by the shepherds. But Mary kept all these things and pondered them in her heart. And the shepherds returned, glorifying and praising God for all the things that they had heard and seen as it was told to them. Christmas isn't about receiving, it's about giving. Because if you don't have Christmas in your heart, you will never find it under a tree. Don't let the past steal your present. Let's head over to the phones. We got Rachel on line one. Why did you put that Rachel's on line one? You don't have to put that she's on line one. Don't put that on the teleprompter because I read whatever's on there. We only have one line. You don't have to put what line she's on. Right. You're supposed to remember what line she's on, but you don't have to remember anything because there's only one line. Yeah, got it. Okay, good. Make sure to cut that part out.
Well, I want to know, so I've been dating this guy for a few weeks now, and there's always that awkward moment when the girl feels like they should start paying. So I just want to know at what point do we start insisting on paying for the guy?
It's actually a really good question because if you think about what it used to be like, it used to be male dominated, always paying, things like that. Those days are completely done. Inflation has ruined the dating game. I'm not sure I know that many people that could probably even afford to go on a date. Think about it. You go to the movie. One ticket is what, $13? So 2 tickets is $26. Of course, you have to offer to buy popcorn. Popcorn is $7. Okay. So if my math is correct, which is probably not, you're looking at about $33 already. And then you have to offer bonbons. Bonbons are probably a good $5. So you're knocking on the door $40 already. That doesn't count if you have already been to dinner. And also, honestly, it also depends on the size chick that you're dating. The bigger the chick, obviously, the more food that she's going to order, the bigger the bill. So I think if she weighs over a certain amount, and I don't know what that amount would be, but if she weighs over that certain amount, you probably are going to have to go Dutch on most things. Otherwise, your boyfriend is going to have to pick up extra shifts at the Tilt-A-Whirl and cut down on his Mountain Dew intake during the week. That way you can afford to go out on the weekend. Thank you, Sarah, for the call. I hope that helps. Michael, you're on line 1. Why did you put line 1?
I just had a question for you. I was recently listening to some speech by the Dalai Lama. Don't ask me why I was listening to it, but basically the gist of it was, all the major religions, Mormon, Christian, Hindu, Buddhism, Unitarians, whatever.
Yeah, let me stop you right there because I think you have the wrong number. Okay, guys, are we screening the calls back there? Because it doesn't feel like we're screening them. I don't know why that call would come through. Where's Peyton at? Peyton, wait, where is he? Get a microphone. Yeah, go get a microphone for him. Peyton, you're in charge of screening the calls back there. What was that?
Just thought it was a good call.
That's why you let it through?
Just thought it was a good call.
But it wasn't a good call, was it?
I just thought it was a good call.
I know, but why would I want to take that call?
Just thought it was a good call.
You thought that it was a good call.
Thought it was a good call.
And you thought it was a good question?
Just thought it was a good question.
But it wasn't.
I thought it was a good question and a call.
You thought it was a good question.
Thought it was a good question.
Okay, got it. We're going to go to Neil. Neil in South Carolina. You're on the No Big Deal podcast.
Good. I'm Neil. I'm a diehard Cleveland fan, but I'm stuck down here in Beaufort Park, South Carolina. And, we've been listening to all this gay sports stuff in the NFL, and I wanted to bring up how come we haven't talked about any of maybe some of the lesbian types of stuff that go on maybe in soccer or softball or women's basketball or any of the uncomfortableness that might be going on in that locker room. Why have we just singled out the men?
What do you mean? What are we supposed to be talking about? Are we talking about lesbians?
Well, I just feel like, two guys can go ahead and watch a lesbian something and they would like it, but you would never find a woman watching two guys and enjoy that.
Well, I'll tell you what I don't enjoy. I don't enjoy you calling up and asking me if you should feel bad about watching gay porn in the weirdest way possible. It's really strange, though, because I don't know, this isn't a sports show. And so the question doesn't even make sense that there's gay football players and gay soccer players and gay softball players. I mean, it wasn't really that uncommon after a football game that everybody would go celebrate in the shower and you'd continue the football game. But I guess the most uncomfortable positions to play in shower football would be the center and the quarterback. The quarterback, obviously, the center. And then you hike the soap, and it makes it really difficult when your wide receiver goes out for a curl because when you throw the soap, everything's really slippery. Anyway, to answer your question, I think anybody should be able to marry anybody that they love. I don't think government should be involved in that. Thank you for calling up and confirming that you were gay on the air. This is the first time that anybody has ever came out on the No Big Deal podcast voluntarily, because Ryan and Lucas both failed gay lie detector tests. So they were outed on the air, but not on their own terms. Can we get some normal callers? These are like the weirdest calls that I've ever heard. We've only had like 4 calls, and 3 of them, one's about religion, one's about being gay, and one was about if the guy on line 1 wants to know about when's a good time to put your horse down. No, I do not want to talk to him because I'm not a vet. Okay, but just because he has a limp doesn't mean he needs to put it down. Can you not give that advice, please? That's not, hang up the phone. I've been told the next caller wants to talk about the Philadelphia Phillies. Okay, I guess we can give that a try. Brent, you're on with the No Big Deal podcast. Please, Brent, do not make me regret this. Please do not make me look bad. Please have something good to say.
No problem, man. What's up?
What's up?
I'll tell you what's up. Cliff Lee. Cliff freaking Lee, baby. Yeah. That's all I got to say about that, man. I mean, Cliff Lee can deal, but that wasn't even the best part of this trade. So we got Ben Francisco, favorite, baby. I mean, the Phillies now have a permanent jungle karma here, and hopefully the arrival of his unique power-speed combination will spell the end of Eric Brunlett and his unique flesh-colored beard, sub-Mendoza line average combination. I mean, the dude looks like he should be driving an ice cream truck saying, "Hey, kid, would you like a Barney Rubble push pop? Would you like to have..."
Pretty sure I said, don't make me regret that. I regret it. These are why live shows never work. It's just tough. It's tough. Do we have another call? Yeah, that last guy was terrible. Yeah, please block him. Karaoke sucks. I mean, there's no way around it. You do it when you get drunk because you wouldn't do it sober because it sucks. Did you block that last guy? Because he's called like 4 times. Okay, yeah, we gotta Yeah. Sam, you're on the No Big Deal podcast on line 1.
What's up? I wanted to say, yeah, usually karaoke does suck unless you've heard my Billy Joel trilogy. All right, don't hate. It's very good. Anyway, I wanted to talk about this Allen Iverson saga. I mean, let's rewind a couple of months. I mean, apparently God told him to go and don the teal and silver and yellow and orange and whatever crappy color scheme they've got going.
Hey, let me ask you a question. You sound a lot like the last guy that just called. Is that you?
No, I hate that guy. That guy's an idiot.
Brent, if that's you, you just better come correct with it.
Yeah, I'll come correct. That's me. Kyle's got a vendetta against me, man.
Kyle doesn't have a vendetta against you. Your calls just suck. So then they tell you that your call sucks, that you can't get through. So then you call and act like somebody else. So that's what happens. That's what happens on these kind of shows. You get people like Brent. Kyle's got a vendetta against me. No, Kyle's doing his job. You need to go do your job. When does 7-Eleven open? We got Fabian on line 1.
Fabian, no keep what's anything. I'll be honest with you, bro. I have so many things in my mind, bro, but in a way, hey, you tell me, bro, really. I mean, give me some time. You give all these idiots all kinds of time. They're chums, bro. I should not be with them idiots to begin with. I apologize. I'm pretty sure they're good people, you know? But God, they try to be funny, homie, and I'm telling you the truth. It kind of pisses me off, eh? Why do they keep on popping my boy Israel, eh? Really, though. But that's not really, no. Anyway, let me get back to my stupid ass, okay? Anyway, I'm a hack, you know what? And that's me, like I said, you told me. Didn't you tell me that I was not hack off material, homie? Serio, didn't you? Because look, I shouldn't be hanging out with this cat. However, you must take, you know, I said it on one of the calls. You know, you're a chum. You got to take advantage of the opportunity. Me, I wouldn't mind, you know, like winning, you know. But then at the same time, I was thinking, like, damn, that is messed up because my mom is going to hear. And what kind of Mother's Day present is that, you know? It's going to be like, oh, he's the biggest hack. And I'm like, damn, it's going to get around because my brothers, you know. Anyway, let me tell you something. Jolene, homie, serio, as a matter of fact, I have nothing on none of them. Serio, I don't know them. None of them. But do not try to be damn funny, you know. And it is kind of crazy. Jolene is the only dumb female pro. I mean, not dumb, but you know what I mean, right? I mean, sorry about that. I forgot the previous champ, bro. I think it was Ray. Why do you start saying, you want to sound like me, homie? How come all of you? As a matter of fact, class just started. I'm going to shut up right now, bro, but class just started. Look, all you idiots, instead of reading and trying to be what you guys talk about, what you guys really...
Fabian, bro, where are you going with this? I'm
talking about all the hacks. Look, listen to him very carefully. And you know what? I signed into Jungle Insider, so I could go over and over. You could tell when somebody's reading something, bro. If you think I'm reading, you interrupt me any single time, now boom.
What the fuck are you talking about reading?
No, really don't. It kind of pissed me off. Because, see, look at Alex, homie. Last year, I remember, come on, man. I'm kind of pissed, but it's okay. Dude, that first...
Fabian, I don't know what you're talking about, man. I don't know what you're talking about. What are you talking about?
None of them. God. Okay, anyway. But, hey, I hope... Hey, you know what? Oh, you hung up on me? You rang me? Son of a bitch.
Probably should have hung up 2 minutes ago. All right, and we have Jasmine on the line. Jasmine, are you there?
Yes, hi.
How are you, Jasmine?
I am over the moon right now.
Really? Why?
Well, because it's my first time on the radio, and I'm like a little bit excited, nervous.
Technically not a radio show, but thank you for calling in. What is your question, Jasmine?
So I was actually wondering, what is the best way to talk to a guy about, you know, STD testing, if they're clean, how to really like touch on that subject without scaring him off or seeming hypersensitive about it?
Well, if somebody gets scared off because you want them to get tested for an STD or you want them to prove that they don't have any bumps on their pee-pee that they have to sand down with a cheese grater, if somebody gets upset about that, you're obviously looking for love in all the wrong places. But my honest opinion is, though, that if you kind of cross your fingers and say, just not AIDS, God. Thank you for calling. I hope that helps. I think I'm getting the hang of this, actually. I'm starting to hit a stride now. Also, it would be kind of weird for somebody to presume that you're going to have unprotected sex without discussing that beforehand. All right, Chris in Vancouver. Chris in Vancouver, you're on the No Big Deal podcast. Go ahead.
Hey, I'm a Canadian, obviously, as you said there. So I have the benefit of experiencing socialized medicine in my life. And I got to say, it always strikes me as particularly nasty when a rich person like you, who belongs to the only socioeconomic group that benefits from the current system, gets on your radio show and speaks negatively about a system that would benefit the marginalized members of the country, who, by the way, are currently dying regularly from a lack of access to health care. I would have some respect for you, I'll be honest, if you just admitted that it was more important for you to live in a country with a powerful military than it is to live in a country where low-income people don't die when they get sick.
Okay, let me stop you right there. Absolutely lovely phone call. Always good to hear from the people up north. But I'm going to go ahead and answer your question anyway. The notion that poor people in the United States are dying because of healthcare is not true. In fact, there is Medicaid for everybody who is low income in the United States. The idea that we have a completely privatized system is nonsense. We also have emergency care for everybody by law. A hospital has to treat you whether you have insurance or not. You may get a bill in the mail that you'll never pay, but you definitely are not dying because of that. Canadians seem to come to America a lot for any sort of elective care because it takes so long for them to be able to even get into a doctor. That's particularly true with cancer patients from Canada. So I'm not really sure what that question was. I've never said anything about socialized medicine or privatized medicine that I remember. Anything else there, dumbass?
At Thanksgiving dinner, do you sit at the kids' table or the adults' table?
The kids' table, but then I go fuck your mom right after Thanksgiving dinner. Oh boy, I got a guy on line one who wants to talk to me about Christopher Columbus. Apparently, I said that Christopher Columbus was a hero at some point in my life, and he wants to dispute it. All right, fuck it. Go ahead.
I wish I didn't have a time constraint because I have a lot of things I want to get through, but I'm going to read two quotes and ask how you justify this as, quote, a hero and, quote, one of the greatest men in history, as you said.
Where are your quotes from?
Quotes are from his journal.
Christopher Columbus's journal. I didn't even know he had a journal. Okay, go ahead.
In his journal, he says, quote, "Let us in the name of the Holy Trinity go on sending all the slaves that can be sold." He also says, quote, "The Indians are so naive. I will bring as much gold and slaves as you need." That actually was not in his journal. That was to the court in Madrid.
Yeah, I would assume that's not in his journal, because if that was in his journal, he would be writing to himself. Why do you sound like you're in a toilet? Okay, so what's the argument that he sent a letter to his bosses who funded the voyage to fulfill the terms of his voyage? It's like a legal document. I don't really see what are you saying here?
Two parts to it. The first one was from his journal, where he quite literally said, "Let us in the name of the Holy Trinity go on sending all the slaves." The second one was to the court in Madrid, appeasing them, saying, "Yes, let's go get all these slaves."
Yes, it is true that Christopher Columbus did send slaves back to Spain. There's no doubt about that.
I think you've heard the quote. The last part.
I definitely didn't mishear the quote, but go ahead and say it again.
In the name of the Holy Trinity, what that name? Go on sending all the slaves that can be sold.
Unfortunately, that was part of the deal. He had to make some political concessions because he was outfoxed by a mayor in Spain named Rodin. This is a political fact. I mean, it was an ugly thing. It was not a pretty thing. I think that we can all agree that slavery is a terrible thing. But for us now, as people who have all benefited from Christopher Columbus's voyage, and did Christopher Columbus make some, horrible sacrifices in order to take the most ambitious voyage in the history of the world at that time, seems almost asinine to just discredit everything that Christopher Columbus ever did, especially since we benefit from all of it. So take your toilet fucking phone and get the fuck out of here. I'm not even saying that Christopher Columbus was a good person. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is that to spit in the face of history the way that everybody wants to, I get it. You don't want to celebrate Christopher Columbus Day, then don't. But don't discredit the things that he did that benefit us in this world now that happened so many years ago. I don't know why we want to do that. Now, that being said, I do have a Christopher Columbus story that doesn't paint him in the best light ever. Matter of fact, it makes him look like a total dickhole, but a very smart dickhole nonetheless. And look, I'm not saying he's a hero of mine. I never said that. But yeah, here's my Christopher Columbus story for you. Columbus came ashore an island, and I think it was northeast somewhere of Cuba. I think the place is called San Salvador, which means Holy Savior. And then I think over the next 10 years, he made 3 more voyages to the New World. And then on his 4th and final voyage, he was exploring the coast of Central America when he found himself in dire straits. So he left Spain with the ships. I don't even remember what the ships were. Unfortunately, thanks to the epidemic of shipworms eating holes in the planking on his fleet, he was forced to abandon 2 of his ships and finally had to beach his last 2 ships on the north coast of the island, which is now known as Jamaica. Well, initially the native people were kind of open arms with the castaways. They provided them with like food and shelter. And then as the days dragged on, turned into weeks, and tensions mounted. And finally, after being stranded for more than 6 months, I think it was 6 months, Columbus's crew did actually mutinize, and they robbed and murdered some of the locals who had grown weary of supplying the food to everybody, and famine was threatening everybody. So Columbus formulated this desperate, ingenious plan. Columbus had this almanac with him that went through the years, I think it was 1475 through 1506. This almanac, it turned out to be of great value because there's these astronomical tables provided, detailed information, I think it was like about the sun, moon, and planets, as well as more important like stars in the constellations, things like that. So of course Columbus had a copy of the almanac with him when he was stranded in Jamaica. And as soon as he discovered from studying its tables that on a certain evening there was going to be a total lunar eclipse, he devised this plan. I think it's about 3 days before the eclipse. Columbus requested a meeting with one of the chiefs, and then he informed him his Christian God was very angry with the native people, and that God was angry with him for no longer supplying his people with food and shelter and things like that. He told them that in 3 nights that he was going to destroy the sun and turn everything dark in the middle of the day. Basically, he told him, look, my God is going to come down from heaven and basically fucking kill you if you don't do what I'm telling you. So it was like a night or 2 before the complete total lunar eclipse happened, that the sun, or that the moon, the clear white winter moon turned bright red, like blood red, because that's what happens right before a total lunar eclipse. According to Christopher Columbus's son in his book that he wrote, the natives, they were terrified at the sight, and with great howling and lamentation came running from every direction. They're like, oh, Chrissy, save us. The natives were begging Christopher Columbus that they will do whatever they can as long as as long as his God would restore the moon. So Columbus tells the natives that, he would have to retire and privately talk to God. So then he shut himself in the cabin for about 50 or so minutes, I think is what. So when he was in his quarters, Columbus was turning an hourglass every half hour. What he was trying to do is he was trying to time the various stages of that eclipse, and on the calculations provided by that almanac that he had. And then I think it was just right before the end of the total phase, Columbus showed up announcing to the natives that God had pardoned them and would now allow the moon to gradually return. Yay, we're saved. Chrissy saved us. And at that moment, true to Columbus's word, the moon actually did slowly begin to reappear, and then it emerged, from that shadow, and the grateful natives were hurried away. That bought Christopher Columbus and his crew a lot of time until he could have some other supplies show up. What a terrible story that was. Thank you for listening to the No Big Deal podcast. Please check out the trilogy Welcome to West Memphis if you have not. If you have, listen again. Christopher Columbus did not write Total Eclipse of the Heart, and that's not true. It's just not true. I've heard of other songs that he did write, but that's not one of them. That is not one of them. Yeah, man. That was that was an old show that I did way back. And sorry for some of the foul language, but that's just how comedy writing goes. Those were good times. Yeah, thank you, Karen. I appreciate that. Yeah, if you made it through the first 15 minutes of the show, you were a trooper. That's for sure. It's kind of like a gauntlet. Trying to make your way. You had to be real careful. It was a wild ride, no doubt. Yeah, skip the first part of the show. Yeah, they're pretty good stuff, man. You are, what is it here? Swamp Beast, you're lucky. You're lucky you missed the first 15. It's okay. Yeah. Oh, thank you very much. It's a bit more of an adult humor, but yeah, it's fun. It was a good time. The part with my son's like one of my favorites. Let's see.
Have the wrong offer bonbons. Otherwise, your boyfriend is
Speech by the Dalai.
have the wrong
For the moment.
why that why,
Call.
I know, but wait, where is he? Get a microphone. Yeah, go get a microphone for him. Peyton, you're in charge of screening the calls back there. What was that?
Just thought it was a good call.
That's why you let it through?
Just thought it was a good.
Peyton screening calls back there. And he thought that I didn't want to answer a question about the Dalai Lama.
Good call.
But it wasn't a good call, was it?
I just thought it was a good call.
I know, but why would I want to take that call?
Just thought it was a good call.
You thought that it was a good call.
Thought it was a good call.
And you thought it was a good question?
Just thought it was a good question.
But it wasn't.
I thought it was a good question and a call.
You thought it was a good question.
Thought it was a good question.
Okay, got it. We're going to go.
I don't know. He was going to repeat that probably another 100 times. That was his answer to that question. And that, yeah. Yeah, that was, I just fascinates me.
Thought it was a good call.
But it wasn't.
Wasn't.
Just
Have the wrong number. Okay, guys.
Then somebody calls in.
We're going to go ahead and do that on Connor and the quarterback. This is the first time that anybody entered test. So they were out on their own. And one was about if the guy online have something good to say. It's not, hang up the, I'm not a vet. Okay, but just, these are like the weird.
Some guy called in. I don't know if he was prank calling or not, but he was asking for advice about his horse that had a limp. And I was trying to take a call and I was listening off to the side.
Calls that I've ever heard. We've only had like 4 calls, and 3 of them, one's about religion, one's about being gay, and one was about if the guy online one wants to know about when's a good time to put your horse down. No, I do not want to talk to him because I'm not a vet. Okay, but just because he has a limp doesn't mean he needs to put it down. Can you not give that advice, please? That's not, hang up the phone.
It got very contentious there. I don't know why they were entertaining the guy with the horse. I don't know. No, I wasn't. I'm not a veterinarian. That's what I was trying to tell you. The guy wanted to.
3 of them, one's about religion, one's about being gay, and one was about if the guy online one wants to know about when's a good time to put your horse down. No, I do not want to talk to him because I'm not a vet. Okay, but just because he has a limp doesn't mean he needs to put it down.
I'm not sure who in the back was telling him that he may need to put his horse down.
Can you not give that advice, please? That's not, hang up the phone.
I got violent there. Towards the, I mean, seriously, guys.
Test. So they were out and on the air, but good time to put your horse down? No, I do. Good time to.
That was the thing. So he comes over with a note. because it was going to say what the next caller wanted to talk about, and I picked up the note, and it said, when's a good time to put your horse down? Why would I know that?
Put your horse down? No, I do not want to talk to him because
and then Peyton goes, do you want to talk to him? I said, well, why would I want to talk to him? Because he wants to ask you a question. Yeah, I get, yeah.
These are like the weirdest calls that I've ever heard. We've only had like 4 calls, and 3 of them, one's about religion, one's about being gay, and one was about if the guy on line 1 wants to know about when's a good time to put your horse down? No, I do not want to talk to him because I'm not a vet. Okay, but just because he has a limp doesn't mean he needs to put it down. Can you not give that advice, please? That's not, hang up the phone.
I told him, don't do that.
It's actually a really good movie. $133 dating. The bigger the
Speech by the Dog.
what was that?
I just thought of
Screening the calls back.
Mormon, Christian, Hindu, Buddhism, Unitarians, whatever.
Yeah, let me stop you right there because I think you have the wrong number. Okay, guys, are we screening the calls back there? Because it doesn't feel like we're screening them. I don't know why that call would come through. Where's Peyton at? Peyton, wait, where is he? Get a microphone. Yeah, go.
So then I went looking for my call screener who was in the back. So I go looking for him because I'm wondering, like, what's the thought here, guys? Why are we taking these? Why are we taking these certain calls? And so I said, well, let's just do it on the air. Let's just do it on the air. But another thing was like this is where like live shows don't live shows don't go so well. But like this is the start of the show. This is the very start.
Let's head over to the phones. We got Rachel on line 1. Why did you put that Rachel's on line 1? You don't have to put that she's on line 1. Don't put that on the teleprompter because I read whatever's on there. We only have one line. You don't have to put what line she's on. Right. You're supposed to remember what line she's on, but you don't have to remember anything because there's only one line. Yeah, got it. Okay, good. Make sure to cut that part out.
Which he didn't. And then
Woman,
and then you hike
stuff that go.
just thought it was a
for him. Peyton, you're in charge. I don't know why that call would come through. Where's Peyton at? Peyton, wait, where is he? Get a microphone. Yeah, go get a microphone for him. Peyton, you're in charge of screening the calls back there. What was that?
I just thought it was a good call.
That's why you let it through?
Just thought it was a good call.
Well, it wasn't a good call, was it?
I just thought it was a good call.
I know, but why would I want to take that call?
Just thought it was a good call.
You thought that it was a good call.
Thought it was a good call.
And you thought you thought it was a good question?
Just thought it was a good question.
But it wasn't.
I thought it was a good question and a call.
You thought it was a good question.
Thought it was a good question.
Okay, got it. We're going to go to Neil. Neil and
I mean, that's the kind of what did I do? Something bad.
These are like the weirdest calls that I've ever heard. We've only had like 4 calls, and 3 of them, one's about religion, one's about being gay, and one was about if the guy on line 1 wants to know about when's a good time to put your horse down? No, I do not want to talk to him because I'm not a vet. Okay, but just because he has a limp doesn't mean he needs to put it down. Can you not give that advice, please? That's not, hang up the phone. I've been told to.
Yes, he does actually. I know. Yeah, I think this was most of 2020. Apple didn't fall far from the tree. Yeah, he's a good guy. Let me see here. I was going to show you guys something. Remember, this was the very beginning. Here it is. This was the very beginning of the pandemic, and I wrote this skit, or I wrote this. It was a skit called "The Greatest Speech Never Given." Because nobody'd ever give this speech.
Welcome, men, women, children, non-binaries, and transsexuals. Today, we are the greatest generation of our generation to ever face anything like this in this generation. You were born to be great. Every one of you, with your selflessness of not going to the bars, cutting out the gangbangs, and devoting countless hours to sitting on your couch, smoking weed and sniffing glue, watching days upon days upon days of Netflix. I know it won't be easy to transform your go-getting attitudes and undoubtable motivation to become the bums that you are. But take it from me, being successful is overrated. I've mispronounced thousands upon thousands of words in my life. I've let 6 goldfish die from negligence. And I've worn 2 left-footed shoes for more than 3 days without noticing. I have failed over and over again in my life. And that is why I succeed. Always remember what you learned in kindergarten on the first day. Please don't shove the paper paste up your ass. We live in a world of constant communication. So when a handicapped kid bites the head off of a turtle, we hear about it instantly. We have a greater responsibility than you can ever imagine. You have the luxury of not knowing what I know. And my existence, while inconceivable and grotesque to you, is necessary. It's necessary for the world to survive. Others may not want to hear the truth, but the truth is we all know Carol Baskins killed her husband. OJ is innocent, and iced coffee is better than warm coffee. Ask not what your fellow man can do for you, but ask what you can do for your fellow man. And what you can do is keep your fat ass at home. It's not that difficult. But perhaps this time was put in our way out of fate. And that some Chinese guy who decided to eat an uncooked bat the size of a minivan off the wet and dirty pavement isn't the reason we are here right now. We were chosen for this. We have fought for our right to be lazy, to have no credibility, and to be able to sit around all day with our hands cupping our balls. And should we win the day, and we will win the day, we will no longer be known as the greatest generation ever. We will be known as the greatest generation ever who have saved the world by being lazy. So today is the day that the underachievers declared in one voice that we will not go quietly into the night. We may or may not crash the Pornhub website during this time, but we will live on. We will survive, and we will survive without going to the beach, to the gym, to the movies, and to get happy endings at Asian massage parlors. Today, we celebrate the greatest generation to ever sit around and do nothing. the millennials. We were chosen for this. Thank you. Be safe. Godspeed.
I know. It was lockdown. we were we were in lockdown, man. I had a lot of spare time to do some writing. We weren't allowed to go anywhere, so so I did stuff like that. It was fun. I remember we yeah. Oh, thank you, little Miss Sunshine. That's so nice of you. It is officially Christmas Eve everywhere. That is awesome. Yeah, I remember that was a good time. I was let me see here. I know they're a little edgier. They're a little edgier than we do on here on YouTube. And that's obviously because they're two different things. They're, one is we talk about much different stuff on here than we would on just a regular podcast. And some of the humor is not for everybody, that's for sure. I totally understand that. Mayflower, Merry Christmas to you too. What did I do? No, I did. Oh, sorry. I haven't got anything yet. Maybe today. Sorry, Emma. I thought you left. Well, it's just a different subject matter on YouTube. It's not exactly the genre of the stuff that I've always done, but I have, done a bit. I've done just bunches of different things. And so if my horse is lame, you don't want to know. No, I don't have a problem knowing, but I'm not going to give you advice on if you should put the horse down. That's not going to happen. I'm not a horse doctor. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, they are, it's funny too. I feel like as I'm getting, like everybody else, I'm getting older, and thank you very much. Happy Christmas and brighter New Year's. JPL, how are you? It's good to see you. Got to have you back on the show. That was a lot of fun when you came up. That was a good time. You're a great guest. I enjoy being here. I think it's funny because as I get, older and older, the me being, crude or whatever, it when you do like crude jokes and stuff like that, you really kind of get like, and to be honest, to me, the talent is when you can be entertaining without having to be rude or without having to say swear words all the time. And I've learned that kind of, well, I'm still learning it over time, because you don't always, it's strange. I'm not exactly sure how to explain it, but swear words, and I'm not against people cursing, and I obviously do curse, and I don't think there's anything wrong with it, except that it does offend people. Like, and which is true. I mean, people get offended. You can say anything. Oh, Mayflower, you said thank you so much. You know, let me see here. Oh, Merry Christmas, Josh, and your beautiful family, especially Peyton. He's hilarious. You help more than you know, especially. Thank you. I appreciate that. You guys mean a lot. You guys are great. Mayflower, very generous of you. Thank you so much. But what I was going to say was, as I've gotten older, you notice the swear words a little more. You notice when you say them a little more, and being in front of a different audience. You guys are too much. Oh, I mean, you don't have to give me anything. You sent me a Christmas present. You guys are, and there's also people that give behind the scenes. And with you guys' permission, I would like to share that as well, because it's so nice, and I do appreciate everything. I notice it, and it is appreciated. But and I'll check with those people, because I do want to publicly thank them and acknowledge them. I know a lot of people do that, but yeah, not necessarily. Everything's slow. Everything's really slow. But anyway, what I was going to say was that it's different, because the older I get, the more I kind of realize that you can be funny. You can be funny without having to swear all the time, and you can be funny without crude jokes and things like that. And like I said, not that any of that stuff offends me at all. And for me to sit up here and tell you that it does would be me pretending, because it doesn't offend me. It doesn't offend me. But at the same time, when you're talking around children, you don't want to swear. You don't want to swear around children. I mean, that's to me, that's just like rule number one. You don't cuss in front of kids. You just don't do it. It's not okay. Ever. Kids get exposed to the world on their own too fast already. And so swearing around kids is just like an absolute, it's just a really stupid thing to do. And so as we go forward, oh, thank you so much for joining. You guys are awesome. Little Miss Sunshine. And like I said, and I will say, I don't have a problem swearing, and I do swear. And on YouTube, it's different, because the audience is different, and I don't have to swear. I don't care about it that much, but some people do, and that is a thing. I don't swear in front of my grandma. I mean, I really, really try not to. It's not something that I would be proud of, and I do, and we'd also be lying to say that, like, if it's different when you're around your friends or a group of buddies in a garage or whatever. I don't know. That's just a weird. That's just like in a garage. I don't want a garage. Is that where guys hang out? The garage? I guess they do. You would talk different around your friends, I suppose, that you're comfortable with, if you so indeed do, talk that way, I guess. But you would never just do that in front of your grandma or your mom or your dad or the pastor or so it's almost like if you wouldn't do it in front of these people, why do it at all? Yeah, I think about that sometimes. And I just think about that, and like I said, the older I get, the more I think about, like, oh, like should I be saying this here or that there? Most of the time the answer is no. And I had always kind of realized that to have talent or to be talented is one of those things where you have to be able to keep people's attention and people's, oh, hey, dude, how are you? Had you been absent or something? I hadn't seen you in some time. But it's one of those things where you become desensitized, and it almost takes self-discipline to be able to not cuss or be crude if that is something that you've done, or I don't know. It's really weird because, as in general, I'm absolutely not that type of person who communicate. Like, that's not really how I communicate with people at all. It's not how I communicate with my children. It's not how I communicate with my family. You're always a little bit looser with your friends and tell dumb stories and pretend to hit each other in the groin, fake them out. That happened. That was a big thing. Like a big thing. Can you imagine that too? That's how animalistic guys are. They pretend to hit each other like, oh, I'm going to hit you in the balls. Is it like common? And it's a tale as old as time too. Think about that. That's been going on for probably Cain and Abel. My theory of the Cain and Abel, it all makes sense now, is Abel was like, dude, I'm gonna hit you in the sack. Cain's like, don't do it, dude, I'll kill you. Don't do it. And then Abel just kept, I'm gonna do it. And then he did it, and he's like, dude, I'm gonna kill you. And he hits him in the sack, and then the rest of the story. But yeah. It's yeah, sack tap. It's pretty unbelievable. It is pretty unbelievable. But let's see here. I have a potty mouth, but I do respect my elders and know when to keep my mouth shut. Yeah, and having a potty mouth doesn't mean anything as your person. It doesn't mean anything like if you're a bad person or a good person. Like, some people just have that kind of humor. I don't need a poll to see that, Arkansas. You know that right now. Don't even act. Don't even joke. Let's see. BS. I don't like swearing, but my 16-year-old's on the spectrum. Yeah. Jeez. Let's see. My son quit doing the ball punch around 12. No F bombs ever. I did something right. Good for you. 12's like 12 is early. It was going on till like once you start driving, that's the thing. That's when the cutoff, because you can't be like driving like and punch somebody right in the sack. It's unacceptable. So that's about, I think it's about 16 when it really slows down. That's let's see. Cussing seems to have passion, whatever you're saying, and yes, it's a no around certain kids. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's weird. I do think about it a lot more. I remember way back when I first got on YouTube, and I said that I would try not to say the F word during the show, and then what would end up happening is I'd say I'd give myself like once or twice because I had actively had been working on not swearing as much. Well, just because that's I think it takes self-discipline. I think it takes, not like I said, and not that it's like wrong. It's just in, this is supposed to be somewhat professional, I guess, but as I move forward in my career, my media career, I will end up on platforms where where you shouldn't, or it's not acceptable, and so maybe that helps my life. I don't know. Cussing doesn't make you a bad person. It's just off-putting to some people. Have you ever heard a little kid cuss? It's one of the most, it's horrible. You sit there and go, oh my, and like they really cuss, and you're just going, what is going on? Why? I've done that before. I've done that before. Yeah. Yeah, it's tough, some people just don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. But also the kind of like swearing that you hear nowadays. I don't disagree. I don't disagree. I'm just saying it's versatile, but anybody can be funny swearing and saying, dirty jokes. I mean, that's not that hard. Absolutely. We do. I think I just drank the old tea. I have two of them right here. Check this out. I don't, and they're both about the same, like coolness, chilled. But one is much newer than the other one. But I don't know now. There was one sitting here either from last night. No, they're not twisted teas. So either sitting here from last night. Here. Yeah, see here. All right. Arizona, you're welcome. Two sitting right here, and I just grabbed one and I just tipped it back. And I don't think I drank the right one. I think I drank the one from either last night that I didn't throw away. And they're both about the same full, and they're about the same coolness. And I I think I drank out of the wrong one. And there's no way to tell. Like, I'll never be able to figure this out. I'll never. I would assume the one that's in front is the newest. But I don't even know if I grabbed that one now because I picked them both up and I disturbed the crime scene. So I don't even know if I grabbed the one from the front or the back. I couldn't tell you because I just picked them up and I stared at them like this. And then I go, so then I look down and I don't know if the one that's down is in the front or the back because it's just standing there alone. They're both the same temperature. How that room temperature? It's strange. So I don't know. Drink it, drink it. Nah, I mean, I did. I don't know which one I did. I really don't. I have no clue. So it's just all bad. Not cool. Yeah, I don't smoke cigarettes, and then anything else goes into an ashtray. Yeah. You're telling me. Trust me. Tea is good, but it kills my kidneys. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing. I have a third one in the refrigerator. That's for sure. I certainly do. But I have another drink here. And it's the only one of these that I have. This nice little sparkling water. It's pretty good too. It's just unflavored, sparkling water. Josh, I thought you smoked when you first started on the case. I didn't smoke I've never smoked cigarettes. I've smoked, reefer, I guess you would call it. But no cigarettes, no alcohol. Just because I hate the taste. I hate the taste of alcohol a lot. I don't know why. It's not refreshing to me. I get people drink, and once again, I don't care if people drink either. It's whatever. People do whatever they want. I personally don't, just because it doesn't taste good. It's not refreshing. Not refreshing. Not to me. Not to me, it's not, but well, you're in Humboldt. Yes, and make sure to light up your tree this year for Christmas. Just yeah, like if you think about this for a second, like you're dying of thirst. So you're like in the desert and you're wandering around for ever. Nobody drinks alcohol for the taste, because if that were true, you would just drink non-alcoholic. You drink it because there's alcohol in it. And I hear people say, I just love the taste of beer. I just love the taste of beer. No, you don't. Because if you love the taste of beer, you could drink it you like the effect that it gives. And but yeah, nobody likes beer. Drink as well. When I got pregnant, I stopped and never went back. And that was 27 years ago. It's been lit for a week. There you go. I don't drink alcohol. I don't like it. I don't drink fizzy or sweet drinks either. Just don't like them. I drink water or milk. Do you drink warm milk though? Right. Well, one's missing alcohol. True. But that's what I'm saying. Like, nobody's going to pick. I think you must be dehydrated a lot of the time. Yeah, she likes the effects. I think you must be dehydrated a lot of the time. Why would I be dehydrated a lot of the time? After one drink. Yeah, it's whatever. It's just I don't like the taste of beer. It sucks. See, that's legit. I respect that. The taste is it's not really though. Does alcohol taste? Wine is gross. I agree. Wine makes me too. I don't like feeling sick. I love birch beer. People love, I'm telling you, yeah, I get it. People love beer. I just don't understand why. Because when you drink, you're looking for refreshment. Isn't that what you like? Isn't that what you want when you drink? To be refreshed? That's what I always thought. You're parched, you're thirsty, and you want to drink something. And that is a good feeling. Yeah, man, I haven't had any eggnog this year either. Do people like eggnog? Put a 1 in the chat if you like eggnog, 2 if you don't like it. I like eggnog. I just haven't had any. But I want to get some now. Eggnog, anybody? No? Is 2, you don't like eggnog if it's 2. Listen to this. I like eggnog. Good for you. I love that. Eggnog tastes like drinking bubblegum. That's not true. I also love Dr. Pepper cream soda. It's not that I've had it. It's not that bad. What is eggnog? I'm going to look and see if they have any. Right meow. I don't like booze at all. Oh no, they have it. Oatmeal. Oh, oatmeal eggnog. What the heck is that? I've never heard of that. The one I just looked at, they didn't even call it eggnog. They just called it nog. It's pretty good though. I mean, I like it. Do you let's see, hold on. Flan. Do you like flan? Is flan if your texture? Flan is like eating a loogie. See. I don't know what that means. No, probably not. I don't know what that means. Exactly. Flan. Yeah. Flan is weird, man. That's some weird stuff. Egg meal. Yeah. Well, it just said oatmeal nog. It didn't even say egg. They just dropped they just dropped the egg altogether from that son of a gun and just said oatmeal nog. And there's no way in heck I'm drinking anything that somebody calls oatmeal nog. Just not happening. Oatmeal nog. It's not. It's gross. Oatmeal nog. Now I like pumpkin pie too. I don't know what tab is. I know. Oh. I would imagine oatmeal nog tastes horrible. Excellent source of calcium. Yeah. See, now pecan pie I don't like. And by the way, somebody said something the other day, and let's just put it, I really do want to talk about this because it's bothering me. And so tomorrow I have a standing date with my grandmother to watch Home Alone 1 and 2. We watch every Christmas Eve, we watch Home Alone 1 and 2 because they're my favorite Christmas movies. And somebody said today that they weren't Christmas movies. Am I mistaken? And this was like a prominent person. It wasn't some just like Jay off on the internet. It was somebody, and then you're going, these are Christmas. That's a Christmas movie. Right? That's a Christmas movie. It's a major Christmas movie. It's literally the whole story is based around Christmas. But I'll tell you this. Okay. Oh, man. Yeah. They're definitely Christmas movies. So check this out. So Home Alone 1 and 2 are definitely Christmas movies. Die Hard's like kind of it could or it couldn't be. Let's see what else. And I do love the Home Alone movies. Don't get me wrong. I love the Home Alone movies. But in all honesty, think about this. In Home Alone 1, all Kevin's got to do is call the police. Is that so hard? No. He's kind of a demented little kid. Think about it, though. All he has to do is call the police. That's it. The movie's over. Hey, my parents went to he knows how to do a lot of other stuff. He knows how to go grocery shopping. He knows how to set booby traps, and apparently he knows how to rig torches, order pizza. So that's the one of the things that I don't understand. Okay. So, hey, he's all he's got to do is go, hey, 911, because he does call the cops. He does call the cops. And when he calls the cops, he knows what he's doing. But when the parents leave, and he gets scared, all he's got to do is call the cops. That's it. So I never understood that, dude. Just all you got to do is call the cops. But then if you think about it, this sick, demented child is like, you know what? I'm going to try and commit murder. That's what I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and kill these two people because breaking into my house is a death sentence. I'm going to light them on fire. I'm going to hit them with paint cans in the head. I am going to cut a rope that they're climbing on so they break their whatever. And didn't he steal a bunch of groceries in the movie too? I'll have to report back to you about it. But this Kevin McAllister is a psychopath. Like he has issues. So then he gets lost in New York, right? Kevin gets lost in New York. And then instead of just walking up to the local police, he's out there on the run. Just running New York City like he's Don Corleone. And then he goes to some abandoned warehouse and tries to murder these two men again. This time he goes all for it. Electrocution. Tries to set him on fire again. What else did he do? He hits him with a crowbar, like a big old, was it not even a crowbar? It's just a big metal pipe that he swung and hit both of them with. He pushed a tool chest down a flight of stairs. The hot iron to the face. The nail in the stairs. Yep. The door handles. Dude, Kevin is psycho. And Kevin's dad is in the mafia. He's got to be. That's the rumor. Like they're rich people, right? Everybody agrees that the McAllisters are rich. They're super rich because if you've seen that mansion, and then he pays for everybody to go on a trip. And not only does Mr. McAllister pay for everybody to go on a trip, he flies the adults in first class. But what does he do? Nobody ever brings up what Mr. McAllister does. But this guy is loaded. Are there that many high-paying jobs in Chicago? Like he's just an executive somewhere, like that makes, $600,000 a year. Come on. We all know better than that. What's he really doing? What's Mr. McAllister really doing? You know? So he's raising this little sociopath. And by the way, Buzz is even worse. Buzz is way worse. So Kevin's got all this pent up aggression against Buzz, and he takes it out on these little petty, dumb criminals, Harry and Mauve. But the whole time, he's thinking about Buzz. I want to take a drink of that tea so bad. He doesn't like Buzz. That's right, Buzz, your girlfriend. Not cool, Kevin. Not cool. But if Kevin ends up in New York City, there's no way, and I mean this in just the same way that Air Bud couldn't play small forward for a middle school basketball team. Maybe he could play point guard, but small forward, he's way too undersized. There's no way that Kevin commits credit card fraud on the level that he does. There's no way that he commits credit card fraud on the level that he does while navigating his way through one of the most dangerous cities in the world. It's just not very realistic. I love the movie. But I might be team Marv and Harry. Kevin threw bricks at Harry. They hit Marv, all of them. But he threw how many bricks did he throw? My God. He threw a lot of bricks. I know he threw a ton of bricks, man. Too many bricks. What kind of a person would throw a brick at another human? That's not normal. You don't throw bricks at people, Kevin. Kevin does. Kevin doesn't care. Kevin should be in prison for attempted murder. But I get it. It's a movie. Monica, they were just trying to rob the house. That's it. It became personal after he tried to murder them. And that's true. Buzz I saw this too. Buzz beat up his girlfriend from the movie. I don't know if that's true, but he is in trouble because he beat his wife up. And that's wrong, and we hate him. That's right. Kevin knew how to work people. Yeah, I guess. Was protecting. No, I don't know which one I like better, the wet bandit or the sticky bandits. I kind of like the sticky bandits. I like the sticky bandits a lot. Oh, you threw a brick. That's a different kind of brick. Kevin threw mortar. Brick. I like the sticky bandits. The second one is such a dirtbag move when he puts the tape around his hands and then he dips it right into the little Salvation Army bucket. I guess you should probably get murked for that. That's funny. I love you guys. Merry Christmas. I'm going to get some sleep. Thank you for all the super chats, super stickers, the PayPals. You guys are so generous to me. And it's beautiful that thank you. I'll give you to the count of 10. Bye, Noel. You guys are great. From our Starbucks. Really long straws this weekend. Oh, no. No. Merry Christmas, guys.